arguments out of the box. I think that's great. Wow, that's
we're going to call pushy Doug now.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is lie through your teeth.
There you go. No, that's great. Well done. Now, Robin, you were saying you don't have any good news?
I have no
this
good
week?
news.
Yes, he has. He has.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, Sterling landed.
Oh.
Yesterday,
Well,
we found out.
someone tell whether you want to take a second to talk about it?
What was Sterling's last name?
Monroe.
Monroe.
Okay, all right, here. Tell us.
Yeah, one of our members, fellow who used to work, Tim Hortons, did land yesterday. Had an interesting story. He was a C-level executive and had gone through a number of interviews. Ended up getting offered a position as president of a very large fast food operation. But the terms of the contract that he was being offered were not unacceptable as far as termination is concerned. They didn't give him anything. And by the way, speaking on contracts, I saw Leor Center was speaking next weekend. He was here, yeah. Anyway, he went to Leor, and Leor said, you know, this is not a good deal. You signed this, you got to live with it. So he turned down a very large six-figure salary, but has successfully landed another position, senior logistics job with a food manufacturing company in Markham. I just don't know the name off the top of my head. But he did mention that off the cuff yesterday, and I just thought I'd share that with you because he was out, you happen to know, Rob? He was probably about 6 months or so, I think.
Yeah, not more than that.
Yeah. Anyway, Sterling Monroe is now with a food manufacturing company in Markham and in a senior management hiring position. So I thought I'd share that with you.
Sure.
Okay.
Jim, would it be worth just mentioning he actually got it through networking? He didn't apply to a job, he actually created it from scratch.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that we, you know,
Well, sure.
changes like that.
Why don't you share that with it? So you know more about it than I
Well, I
do.
only heard what he said yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got the impression that he'd gone into a company just to have a networking meeting, and it suddenly emerged from that discussion that they needed to have somebody.
Oh yeah, he went in and he told them what was wrong with their company,
Yeah.
and he did a
And
2-year
he did
plan,
it.
and he said, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but this is what you got to fix.
That's right.
And he did that, and eventually they bought it. They said, yes, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, good story. Yeah.
Wow, that's a
So
wonderful
he created
story.
his own opportunity, I guess is what I call it.
Yeah, exactly. And creating your own opportunity, that happens a lot.
Yeah, much like Doug did.
Yeah, kind of like pushy Doug there. Yeah, for those of you watching on video, I should point out that quite often we do get people who report into Robin or Jim or myself by email because they're not able to make it to the meeting. So if that's your situation and you're watching us, and when your time comes, please do that. One of the other little traditions we have here at Happen is that when people land, we encourage them to bring tidbits, and we can help them celebrate their success that way. So all in all, it's a great part of the meeting. It's a good morale booster. It tells us all that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and it's not an oncoming train. I think we all need to be reminded of that from time to time. So that's terrific. And thank you for sharing good news this morning. And we all know our good news will come. Keep working at it, be patient, and it will happen.
I think I saw another hand. Great.
Are there, did we have anybody else with good news? Have we covered off everybody? Going once, twice, gone. All right, that's it for good news. Now, new member and visitor introductions. They always say one of the good aspects of a facilitator is that you can delegate your duties to other people, same thing with a manager for that matter. So I'm going to get pushy Doug to come back here again, AKA Doug Long. We should call him by his real name. Doug, I'm going to hand this off to you now.
Thank you very much, Greg. You'll be sick and sight at the end of the day. My name's Doug Long. I am a marketer of technology solutions to business. Most recently, I did that for Tata Consultancy Services, the IT consulting business of the Indian conglomerate. I ran the marketing function of that organisation in Canada for several years. I'm looking for a senior manager, director, or VP level role in an organisation that has a technology solution to take to business, but struggles to articulate the business value of that solution. That's the piece that I bring to the party, is the ability to extract the business value of a technology solution and express it in terms that make sense to non-technological business buyers. I have a fairly sizable network now of contacts in technology companies, in analyst organisations, in the media, and in totally separate walks of life. One of the things I like to do when I'm not looking for a job is I sing in a choral group, and I sit on the board of a children's choir. So I'm increasingly involved in music pedagogy and vocal singing. So if anyone's interested in that, to come talk about that as well. And again, my name is Doug Long. What you've just heard is probably not a particularly excellent example of a 30-second infomercial. I think it's a little longer than 30 seconds. But this is what we are going to encourage you guys to get up in a minute. There are a couple of guidelines. You have, particularly in a group setting like today, really a very short time. The slide says 30 seconds, but depending on which speaker you're listening to, somewhere between 7 and 10 seconds, somebody has already made a first impression of you. And by definition, it's a first impression, you don't get a second chance. So it's important to get it right. To do that, you've got to be clear. You've got to articulate well what it is that you're after. If you don't express a desire to be helped in a particular way, they don't know how to help you. You've got to be kind of concise. If you've only got the mythical 20-story elevator ride, if you've only got as far as, well, this is me and this is my family and these are my 2 dogs and my 17 children, the elevator stops and you miss your opportunity. So it's got to be kind of concise. And if you can make it memorable, so much better, because people speak to all sorts of people through the course of the day. If by the time it comes to next Thursday morning, oh, who was that guy? There's somebody who would be ideal for that job. I met them in the elevator last, I don't know who they are, sorry. And it's gone. So we have a series of, it's kind of a template to do your 30-second infomercial. This is what I was trying to do without looking at the slides. It's always a challenge. So start off with your name. What you do, if you've worked for a particularly memorable or a recognisable employer, if you can drop a names or a Coca-Cola or a Ford or whatever in there, do so. If not, if you work for Acme Widget Co that nobody else is ever likely to have heard of, unless you're Wiley Coyote, talk about the industry you've been working in, because that will help people remember who you are. What you're looking for, be as specific as possible in what you're looking for. Again, it comes down to the fact that unless you know what you want to be when you grow up, it's really hard for other people to help you. Greg mentioned earlier that networking is very much a two-way street. What is it that you can give back in return? It might be that you have a bunch of connections. It might be something totally unconnected with work that you can give back to an individual or to a group. And speaking of which, it helps with the memorable thing to drop in there something that you do outside of work, which people might find interesting about you. And the really critical thing, finish up by repeating your name. If you're anything like me, I am hopeless at remembering names. And it gets to that point in the conversation where somebody's introduced themselves to you, you've been speaking for 6, 7, 8 minutes, and it's got beyond the point where it's polite to ask them what their name is again. And you can't do it. You can, and you've got to make yourself sometimes, but it's really hard to do. So make life easy for them, finish up with a reminder of your name as you leave the conversation. So what we're going to do, we're going to get one more seasoned member of the Happen community to come up and give us an illustration of how it should be done, and then we're going to put you guys on the spot. We're going to leave the slide up so you can refer to it. Do I have a volunteer, or do I need to volunteer somebody? Marcelina, you are sitting closer to me than anybody else.
Okay. Now we know why everybody sits at the back.
Come on up.
Marcelino Perez. I'm project manager. I'm interested in looking for a job in project management. I have experience in the steel industry. My last contract was with the Fasco, ArcelorMittal Fasco, and I have experience in other companies that manufacture machines for the steel industry. What I have to offer for you is all my contacts that are in my LinkedIn network and all the advice that I can give you to do in all this travel trip that we are doing together. And I like very much soccer. I'm a fan of soccer, and when I can play, I can do that. I also forgot to say that I speak 3 languages: English, of course, Spanish, and German. And my name is Marcelino Perez. Thank you very much.
Hold the mic up closer to you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, that thing is kind of blinding me. Okay, I have, okay, my name is Ann Trainer, and I started working in the print production area. I was a print production coordinator, and I decided I wanted to move over to the creative side of things, so I became a graphic designer, and I've been doing that for a few years. I most recently worked at the Legislative Assembly, and what I'm looking for is I'd like to find out about what local companies might have a marketing or communications or creative services department where they might need someone like me. And I am also interested in finding out how I might be able to help any of you. So my name is Ann Trainer. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I also used to sing in a choir, haven't for a while, but I am a sewer. I've been sewing for most of my life. And I am a hockey fan. I'm a Leafs fan, so maybe that's not something that's so easy to be these days, but anyway, my name is Ann Trainer, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne. By show of hands in the room, marketing, communications, print production, graphic design people. Yeah. There's a couple of alumni who will certainly be able to help. Where is local to you, and what?
Burlington, Oakville, Hamilton.
Yeah, we can certainly put in touch with
I have,
people.
obviously, I used to work in Toronto, but I'm trying to not do that long commute anymore. So.
Sure, we have some people who can help. And your name?
Ryan, sorry.
Sorry, it's on the other side. Ryan.
He's walking off.
Right. With the notes.
Did prepare a little something ahead of time, so I'm going to go with that.
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
Hi, Ryan Cooper, Opportunity Seeker. An opportunity seeker is an individual who's looking to add value to an organization through the use of their skills and their expertise in order to forge a long-lasting, mutually beneficial relationship. As an opportunity seeker, I can offer value through my education and experience in accounting and administration. Not to mention my charismatic personality, motivated, hardworking, and highly adaptable personality. My name again is Ryan Cobert. The question for you is, what opportunities do you have available?
So, Ryan, what sort of role are you ideally? What would be your perfect job?
Perfect job? Well, a job in an office, contributing in some way to the administration or the accounting aspect, whether it's doing some accounts receivable or just filing papers.
Okay, so in the room today, accounts receivable, accounts payable, admin, general office, wonder people. Gabe is one, certainly. You should talk to him. And yeah, a few others. If I had to say, Ryan, that from what you said, it was quite difficult to work out exactly what it is you're after, and therefore how we can help you. So if I had to critique your intro to yourself, I think you need to be a little clearer about specifically what you're looking for, because yeah, it's great to know that you have all that stuff to offer, but I think you need to be a little more specific about what is your ideal person. And if you can describe that to people, they can start. It's a tough thing to do. You're inviting yourself to be pigeonholed, but it makes life much easier for people who are trying to help you out if they know which pigeonhole at least to start with. So that's great. Okay. Anybody else here for the first time or visiting? Oh, we've got somebody hiding in the back.
Come on up, introduce yourself.
You can't escape, you know. We've got fingers pointing at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on forward, introduce yourself. That's okay. We don't mind, you can tell us who you are.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit shy. My name is Brenda Yazani, and I work in human resources. I used to work, or my profession is human resources. I used to work for Children's Aid Society of Peel for quite some time as an HR associate with sort of HR generalist role. And I recently finished a contract with the Community Care Access Centre with Mississauga Halton region as a human resource recruiter. So my recruiting is a passion for me, and I would like to stay within that field of human resources and recruitment as well. So what am I looking for? So I'm looking for a position in recruitment or a human resources generalist at this point. What can I get back in return? I am on LinkedIn, and I have a lot of contacts, over 400 contacts. So I would love to be connected to LinkedIn. And outside of work, what do? I also love soccer. And I also like to, I go dancing with my friends, salsa dancing, and also love dancing with my friends as well after outside of work. And my name is Brenda Yazdani, and nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Apart from warding her off with garlic and stuff, because she is an HR recruiter type person, we all know that, who is in a position to be able to help Brenda right now? We've got, well, obviously Paul. So quick name. And we have about 8-10 months ago, we had significantly more HR people in the Happen group than we do now. I think that's fair to say that it's typically a lead indicator of a recovering economy that recruiters and HR people get hired, and they have been, and they are being. So there are a lot of people, a lot of HR people in the Happen alumni network. So I think you're in the right place to get help, and make sure you speak to Paul in the break. Okay. Anybody else hiding in the back of the room? I will hand the mic back over to Greg.
Okay.
Greg.
Thank you. I'll put a round of applause for Doug. And I want to thank all our new people for taking the time to introduce themselves. Brenda, you didn't sound shy at all. I thought that was very good. And I think that can be said of everybody. Because, one of the things about these infomercials, you can use this as part of your marketing strategy. Because one of the things that we often say to people that happen is, no offense to what your professional background is, but when you're looking for work, you're in sales and marketing. You've got to know how to sell yourself to a prospective employer. And I say that not just to those of you here in the room, but also anybody out there who's watching us on video. If you guys out there are looking for work too, you've got to know how to sell yourself. So it's a very important technique. This is a great way of doing that, being able to sell yourself. Take these points, use it as part of your marketing strategy, and that will really help you. Okay, let's carry on. We are going to go next to, I think we do announcements next, don't we?
Yeah, we do, I think.
I guess we flip-flop the slide here. Yeah, well, let's take a moment to do some announcements. Now, is this a good time to talk about profiles, or would you rather we
Yeah, it's a good time.
Can we talk about profiles? Okay, I'm going to ask Robin Wright, our executive director, to come up here, and he's going to take a couple of minutes to talk to you all about our profiles.
Do we have any?
So, Robin, I'm going to turn the meeting over to you. Yes, there should be some graphics there. So I'll give this to you.
There we go.
Good morning.
Morning, morning.
This is your last chance. We've been running the profile campaign now, for 3 weeks or something like that, maybe 4. And we've got to cut it off somewhere, so Friday's the day. So, midnight, but I'm going to be in bed.
So 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
No, the computer will shut down at midnight. Don't leave it that late, please. We've had all kinds of troubles with our own website, we have troubles with my website, we have trouble with my computer, your computer, the internet, all kinds of things. The printer is already geared up to start going midnight. Unless we have, that's it. So, and we've been doing it for some weeks, okay. So, new members, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, I understand that. We're going to have a little session in the middle of the morning to explain the details of profiles. But it's part of membership, so everybody else sort of knows what's going on. and they have their Happen profile on the website at this time. Okay, so just a reminder, very quick go through, because I know most of you have done it before. Let me go back here. It's been proven to be inexpensive if you presently are sending out a resume flat in an envelope. That's going to cost you about $2. Okay, so we're way more cheaper than that. It's been working for 17 years plus, and people keep calling us for this thing, so we know that it is having an effect. The format, if it looks different to you, it's been developed over many years, and it proves effective. We end up with a collated hard copy booklet, and the binder is back in the corner, I think. There's a white binder with previous copies if you want to see what it looks like. We index it, and so that the bigger recruiting houses only have to look at the engineers or only have to look at the accounting, or they break the thing up and spread it around the different departments. Either way, that works. You can apply online. You can go to the website and go to direct mailer and pay there. You can pay us this morning. We will take cash. We will take a check. And we'd even take a credit card if necessary, as long as it's not American Express. The TD machine won't take American Express, but the website will. So, we're going to send it to 500 people. That is Jill Jones, Bill Smith, whatever. It doesn't go to the president or to whom it may concern. It goes to somebody we know. We've been doing this 3 times a year. We didn't do one in the spring. So people are really ready for this thing, okay? $40 is still the same price. We're holding it at that level. It gets tougher every time because the government keeps putting the price of mail up. It's been known to generate 15, even 16 inquiries, but I think if you get 7 or 8 hits, that's probably more like an average. Depends how much they're in. 8 cents is $540. Okay, so excellent reach. Oh, there's a little serendipity. I must remember to say. We're going to go to 500 people with a hard copy. But in addition to that, because we've now got all the stuff prepared, we're going to go to over a couple of thousand people with a soft copy, with a link to the profiles of those people who decided to get into this mailing. So really, your sweep is enormous. Remember, the profile is just there to provoke somebody to call you, okay? Quick results. When we mail it out, the week we mail it out, it takes us about 3 days, 3-4 days if the printing process goes well. 3-4 days. When it goes out in the mail, almost immediately you start getting calls. So a week from now, we would hope calls will start coming in. Okay. So please, I'll come back to you. Any questions out in the crowd that something we haven't covered? Mainly, people want to know when we're going to stop. Friday night. Okay. Enough. All right. Do it. Do it today if possible. Thanks.
Control. Yeah. Great. Okay. Thank you very much, Robin. That's another great tool in selling yourself, is the profiles mailing and also the profiles on the Happy website. So, great. Thank you very much, Robin. I'm going to do a couple of more announcements, and then we'll take a brief break before we bring Paul on. Announcements. Okay. Let me tell you all about some upcoming speakers now that we're getting into October. So let me see if I have here. Tuesday in Mississauga, we're going to have Alan Knight, who I believe is from Vancouver, if I remember correctly. He's coming, but I believe he also maintains an office here in the Toronto area as well. Alan is going to talk to us about how to master your networking, speaking, and communication skills. That will be on Tuesday morning at the Mississauga and Arts Centre. And next week here in Burlington, I know Jim has already alluded to this, but we have Lior Sempiru. Lior is an employment lawyer, one of our service providers as well on Happen. He's going to talk to us about negotiating like a lawyer during the job search process. So that's next Wednesday here at the Burlington Arts Centre. Let me also tell you about a couple of speakers for later on in October, October 9th, so that will be 2 weeks from yesterday. That will be right after Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about how to use social media as an effective tool in your job search. That will be presented by Martin Buckland, a longtime friend of Happen, along with his associate Barbara Mackey. So please come out to the Living Arts Centre on October 9th and you'll hear them. And October 10th, one of my favorite speakers, always does an excellent job, Mr. Dick O'Brien, is coming back here to the Burlington Arts Centre. He's going to talk to us about personal resiliency in challenging times. That's always one of our best workshops. So 2 weeks from today, please come back here and hear Dick do his presentation. Okay, Jim, do you have anything you want to share? Have we covered everything you think?
I think you have, right?
I think we have? All right, excellent. Okay, we're going to just take a very short break, just a couple of minutes before we bring Paul up here. So if you want to use the facilities or refill your coffee or what have you, but be quick because we're only going to take a couple of minutes.